Hi everybody, I thought I'd give you a little review of Throne and Liberty. It's not cyberpunk, but it's something else, just a little aside. This won't be too in-depth. Let's take a start here. So, right off the bat, I want to point out that you only get two characters. I have a premium pass, which I paid almost $100 for, and it doesn't matter. All you get is two characters right now. I kind of suspect they might change this, but right now it's only two, and it seems antithetical for an MMO to only allow two characters. The only game, it's kind of that Final Fantasy philosophy where maybe they're saying that you don't need more characters, but I'll tell you, even in Final Fantasy, where I could have one character have all sorts of jobs, is what they call them there. Like be a sork and a tank, etc. Even in Final Fantasy, I had probably 8 alts. So they're really missing something here if this is their intent. But I think part of the reason is there's not much of a lower level game. Basically, right now, all they have, in my opinion, is just some story to get you to the end, get you to 50, and then get you to the end game. So the character designer is pretty good. It's actually very good. Just continuing on here with some points that I can't really show you because I don't have another character slot available. The character designer is actually pretty good. Make sure when you do it that you've got it exactly the way you want it, because this is very much pay to win game, and of course there's a charge if you want to change the character's appearance. So be aware of that before you go in. And I'm just getting a few things out of the way here while you watch the screen, which might be a little boring. So we'll start it. A couple things. The characters are all human or close to human. You can give your character kind of elf ears if you want, but that's about it. So no trolls, no elves, no shadow assassins or witch elves or whatever, which frankly to me sucks. I think that's kind of an oversight for them. They don't, again, it's one of these things that's kind of like really important in MMOs. People play MMOs to not be human. They play MMOs to be elves or whatever. Whatever you happen to like to be, troll or whatever. So I think that's another kind of oversight for them. Behind me, I have kind of a pocket healer. That's basically what this guy is. And that's kind of nice. There are some good features in this game. I think, though, that there's some serious flaws. And, of course, there's one major flaw, and I will not bury the lead on that. It is pay to win. If you have money, you will level faster and you will gear up faster. It's just a fact of life, and I think that's a major problem with this game, because the end game is PvP in guild versus guild. And if you get to the end and you've been one of those people playing the free version of this and not spending money on leveling up your gear faster, every time you get spanked by somebody, you're going to think, oh, that person's just rich and was able to level up faster. And that's the problem with pay to win. This game in particular, if you want to dump all your money into a game and just level up, I don't care if it's PvE. Go ahead, support the rest of us. But in PvP, no, that's bad, and I think that's going to keep people kind of away from the game. And also, eventually, if you keep getting killed in PvP, you're going to be like, it's you're going to blame the economy, not not the fact that you might suck. So that's a problem. Okay, so a couple more things here. There's the game is very mobby, and I'm going to show you that too. Something else I don't like particularly. And I think, in my opinion, the effects could be better. I just think like they're not satisfying enough. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's other people. I don't know. It's a small thing. It's not a game killer by any chance, but it definitely has an impact for me. And the fact that it's mobby kind of reminds me of Ion. I don't know if you ever played that, but it slows down the game, and eventually, if you have to start going places like, say, this guy, not going to help me anyway, but in terms of leveling, etc., you don't get much XP for killing these people. But look, he's on top of me, slowing me down, and I have other things to do in the game, and that's the problem with the game being mobbed. Let's see, what else? What else? Oh, the game does not have any sort of companion, except for this guy. He's just a pocket healer. But there's no hunter class. There's no sork with, with elemental that they could summon. It's again kind of an oversight. Not going to kill the game, but I do feel like that's kind of an oversight for them. The game itself is everybody's multi-class, and I will show you that. Let's see here. So I have wand and staff here, and that's what everybody has to use 2 weapons. That's the basic philosophy. But I have the sense, based upon myself, leveling up here, that you greatly favor one over the other as you get higher in levels. In the beginning, it feels very cool. It feels like you're multi-classing. You're using both pretty often. But as you get more and more skills, and you have to invest more in leveling those skills up, you're going to probably favor one over the other. And you can see the way you level up those skills. See where it says quality active skill growth book? That you need those books to level up your skills, and that is actually pretty freaking boring. You can skip all this, I believe, but I'll show you what I mean. It kind of slows the game down. And see, you can say here, don't show me these cutscenes again, but still, it's a bit tiresome, and you got to keep doing this to level up your in this case, level up my skill. So I think that's kind of a bad thing about the game. It slows the game down a little bit. I would just prefer that I get the skill book and it was automatically applied. It doesn't, but then you could choose the skill you want rather than having to go through this thing of like, maybe you can do this one. Yep. So there we go. Anyway, so the other thing is that there aren't a lot of armor choices. I'm gonna show you. I think. Oh, I have to go back into town. Let me go into town. So basically, you go back and you got to go. Oh, I actually think I don't have to go back in town. Let me see here. Yeah, you can go to crafting, I believe it is. Yes, and you can see the various armor and things that you can craft right here. There's not a lot of them. These are, when you think about the fact that these are for particular classes or particular play styles, see, there's only like 3 that you can use for leather, and 3, maybe it's 4 that you could use for, for cloth, and that's just it for on the green level. I mean, good grief! I mean, there's so many games that have so many different armor choices when they start out. So I think, again, this is where the game's lacking. I want to be clear here that you got a pretty solid game, but it really feels kind of unfinished. Like, as you're leveling up, there's pretty much nothing else to do except do the story. You won't level up in any other way. You don't get a lot of XP for doing dungeons or for going around and killing mobs or killing contracts. Doing contracts, there's this thing where basically you get a contract and you go out and kill 6 wolves. So that's kind of standard thing. So pretty much the only way to level up, or the best way, is to just do the storyline. Which but the game doesn't allow you to have extra alts, so hey, what the heck. I'll show you the store too, real quick, just so you can kind of see what's going on here. It's kind of your standard, pay to play, pay to win kind of thing. You can see that you get these things cost money. Any of these, though you can earn them off the auction house, but that's going to take a lot of effort, and you're going to play the auction house, and basically you would pay for them. This is why I kind of think they might be allowing more alts in the future, because why have a premium leveling pass if you only get 2 characters? But anything that has this little triangle, the little red dot in the middle, the gem, costs money. So most of these kind of things help you play the game better. Some are just aesthetic kind of things, like the robe, which that's okay. I find that so far most of the aesthetic things that you can buy are they're not really doing it for me, to be truthful. Again, here's the appearance change. That will cost you. A rename scroll, that will cost you. Want to transfer servers? Yep, that's going to cost you too. Pretty standard stuff for pay to win, but these are the things that you can get, but you can get, if I remember right, you can get tons of these if you do the battle pass. Yeah. See, if you do the battle pass, which is you have to buy a premium pass. So if you go and let's say here, that costs money. That costs 500 of these things. But if you do that, look at you get 8 of these growth things for your armor. You get 4 for you have to do all these kind of like daily things, but you can do those pretty easily, and that's a lot of extra gear. So yeah, it's very much pay to win. That's my major complaint with the game. I think there are elements of it, for me, that are fun and feel like they could be improved on. I would certainly like to have more alts. It's also a bit bland. Every place looks very much the same. I'll throw another criticism in here before I wrap things up. I'll show you this, one desert place pretty much after another. Let's go over a totally different place, totally different area. and you wouldn't even know it. So it's a minor complaint, but come on, let's have some visually interesting, game and areas in here. It's just I think I'm not sure what the designers were thinking, but the game pretty much everywhere you go kind of looks the same. It could be more colorful, more visually dynamic, but it's not. So that's just a small thing in my opinion, but it's the kind of thing that makes a game better. Yeah. But so that's my take on this. Yeah, it has a bunch of flaws, but I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I do think they have the bones of a good game here, but it is not fleshed out as much as it could. It is pay to win, and that's a big problem. That's my biggest issue with this game, is that you're going to get, like I said, you're going to get to the end game, which has PvP and guild versus guild elements, and the people who are dumping money in the game are probably going to crush you. You're going to have to play extra hard and a lot more hours to beat them. Just my opinion. So, thanks very much. Thanks for listening to all this, and subscribe and all that kind of thing. Thank you, and I will see you another time.